Good morning. Welcome to the morning forecast discussion for October 14th, 2011. It's a Friday when we're getting ready for the weekend. But first, we're going to have to deal with more moderate to heavy rainfall and some strong winds. Here we are with the surface map right now, and you can see all of the temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s over much of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Some lower to mid 60s over the higher interior of northeastern Pennsylvania, the Hudson River Valley, and northern Connecticut. And this is as of 7:15 a.m. So you can clearly see we're starting off with a rather warm and humid morning. And we do have some areas of minor fog. It's nothing too dense for the most part. Now, let's take a look at the radar. Because last night, this area of rainfall moved through the northern mid-Atlantic and produced some pretty heavy rainfall for the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Right now we're in a break, but here's our second wave of rainfall for this afternoon and evening that is going to move through the region during the rush hour for this evening and probably be capable of some significant delays on your way home. Now this heavy rainfall will also have embedded thunderstorms because it's going to be on the leading edge of a cold front that will be moving to the northeast. And these thunderstorms, although won't be severe, will be capable of very heavy downpours and wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour. They will be rather intense for this time of year. I mean, it is mid-October at this point, so you really don't expect severe thunderstorms over the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area because we have a cooler environment in place. Which we pretty much do, as temperatures this afternoon are only going to rise into the lower 70s, and the lower portions of the atmosphere are going to remain relatively stable. However, the mid-levels are going to become unstable, and as a result, we're going to have elevated thunderstorms. When we take a look at the infrared satellite picture, you can see our warm front moving north through the New York City metropolitan area, and will move into central New York and New England later on this afternoon. However, you can see our cold front right here, and this cold front is going to move to the northeast as this low pressure system moves north into Ontario and rapidly intensifies. As that low pressure system intensifies, this cold front is going to swing through the region this afternoon and evening, producing moderate to heavy rainfall and strong wind gusts. And then once this cold front leaves, the winds keep on going. The winds are going to range, anywhere from the west to southwest, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, potentially reaching as high as 30 miles per hour sustained, with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. It's going to be a very windy night tonight, and it's going to be windy tomorrow, at least until the early afternoon hours. And then high pressure that is out here will build into the northern mid-Atlantic and provide a relatively pleasant period of weather for tomorrow evening on through Sunday. Let's take a look at the forecast here. This is the GFS smile guidance. Fix this right here. Sorry about that. Okay, here's a GFS smile guidance, and you can see, for the most part, first of all, it's pretty much on par with the European model guidance for this forecast period. A little bit after that, some questions remain, but for what we're talking about for the next 7 days, it's pretty much on par with the European model guidance. Now, for this afternoon, again, our cold front moves through. Windy conditions for tomorrow. You can see the isobars really packing here, and that means that the winds are going to be pretty strong because of a strong pressure gradient. By tomorrow afternoon, that pressure gradient starts to slacken a bit, and our winds begin to decline. I do not expect any precipitation. I do see some precipitation on the GFS model guidance. I don't buy it. The reason why is because we're going to have strong dry air advection moving in. I can't rule out a scattered shower, let's say, for northern Connecticut and for the central Hudson Valley, but I think as far as rainfall for Pennsylvania and New Jersey, New York City Metro itself, I think those showers will remain to the north and to the northeast of the northern mid-Atlantic and keep us dry. So Saturday and Sunday, dry, becoming pleasant, wind slacking off Saturday afternoon. High pressure remains in control until Monday afternoon when the cold front moves through with a few scattered showers. We're going to have a couple of these disturbances moving through, but keep an eye on this disturbance for the middle and latter part of next week. Because as that disturbance dives down towards the Tennessee River Valley, you'll see it'll start to intensify. We have a little bit of blocking in the Atlantic, not much. We have a ridge axis near the Rockies and near the mountain divide here. And when the ridge is in this position, it sets up a favorable position for the trough. And that trough position leads to a coastal storm for next week. How strong this storm is and how much rainfall is actually produced is still in question. We're talking about, mid to later portions of next week, but there's clearly going to be a potential for moderate to heavy rainfall for this forecast period Wednesday into early Thursday morning. So it's going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Then for the end of next week, high pressure returns, and next weekend is looking excellent. So for the most part, what we're pretty much setting up here is that we see our storms around the middle part of the week, and then we end up with pleasant weekends for Saturday and Sunday. So perhaps I will continue on into the winter. We'll see. But one thing is for sure, we are dealing with a very active weather pattern. That is your morning forecast discussion. I hope everyone has an excellent weekend. As always, you can follow NYNJPA Weather at nynjpaweather.com and on Facebook and Twitter on NYNJPA Weather as well. Have a great weekend.